my channel.
Hi.
You're going to hear some background noise, but it's fine.
Oh my goodness.
This is my dad.
Hi everybody.
Okay.
It's my first time doing a vlog with my daughter. This is kind of exciting.
This is a sit down, not a vlog.
Oh, hard to see? I don't even know.
Yeah.
It's a sit down.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, it's a first for me, so.
Alright, so I'm actually doing this video before my mom's video. But you would have watched that already, so you kind of would have got some background. But I'm just going to ask you some questions.
Okay.
And then,
all right.
I know you're going to cry, but it's fine.
Oh, I don't have tissues.
You don't have tissues.
That's right, I use my shirt.
Okay, hopefully you don't snot that much. Okay, so how old was I when you met Mom?
You were 18 months old when I met Mom.
Okay, and prior to my adoption, how did you feel about caring for a child that wasn't biologically yours?
You know, from the start, I always considered you mine. Even before Mom and I were married, or really, I guess it started when we started to get serious, maybe after 6 months or so that we were seeing each other. And I got to spend more time with you. And I knew your situation, or you know, the circumstances of your birth and the biological father, who unfortunately, in this case, and you know this, was a really bad person. And I mean, I consider him basically just a sperm donor, and I told Naisha this. He apparently fathered several other children with other women, not just Naisha, so a lot, yeah. So he was just a sperm donor, and not a father. He's not a father, he's just, you know, like I said, a sperm donor. So fortunately, thank goodness, she came along and came into my life, but I considered you mine pretty early on. Yeah.
Okay. When did you know you wanted to adopt me?
Probably, Mom and I started talking about it. Well, I brought it up. It was my idea. Mom never asked me. But I'm just gonna say, maybe when you were about 5 or 6, we started talking about it, and it took us a while.
You had been married how long?
We had been married, I'm trying to think, so you were born in 96, so you were 8, so that's 2004. So we were married for, I think, maybe 2 or 3 years by then.
Okay.
And
it's just me. So you didn't have Jacob yet.
No, we hadn't had Jacob yet. So the thing is, though, we had to find. I don't know if this is going to be one of your questions as well. It took us. The whole process was a long time. It took us over a year to find the sperm donor. We had to find him to, first of all, go to court and have him sign off on his parental rights, which of course he still had, and then by doing that, I could become your adopted father. It would be official. You know, that we could go through the whole process. So when we found him, we found out where he was. He was in jail, somewhere in Connecticut, I can't remember, but in jail, and we weren't surprised. And he, of course, didn't show up at court the day of the hearing where he was going to sign over his parental rights. So he automatically, his rights were discontinued, and because he didn't show up, and I was given parental rights.
And at that time, that's when my name was changed too, my last name?
Yes.
At the same time?
And we changed your name to my last name. Yeah.
How did your family react? Like before the actual adoption, and then like after?
They were, I mean, they thought what I was doing was really a great thing. They were, they were proud that I wanted to do that, and that you meant enough to me that I wanted to do something as big as that, because that's a big thing. You know, that's not just something you just kind of this spur of the moment type of decision. So, but they were very happy, and they were happy because I was happy. And they knew you too when you were a little girl. So they knew all about you and how close you and I were, and how much you meant to me. So they weren't really surprised, but they were very happy about it. Yeah.
I think you did tell me that.
Mm-hmm.
So you said you took a year to find him or whatever.
Right.
How long after you had initially found him did the adoption process take?
I'm trying to remember. It wasn't that long. Maybe a month.
No, okay.
It wasn't. No, I don't think. Maybe 2 months. It's a long ago. I'm not quite sure, but I don't see it. I don't remember it being more than a month or two.
Okay.
It was pretty quick.
And like, how did you feel after? Like, was it just okay? This is how it's been, or did it like really solidify things for you?
Well, it really solidified things. You know, I mean, like I said, I always considered you mine. Like you were my biological daughter, you know, as much as I feel that Jacob, your brother, is my biological son with your mother as well. So, but I always, but it did solidify things. It kind of, I mean, you had my name, and it was a big relief. It really was. Yeah, it really was.
And did you have any regrets?
Never.
Like even after you and Mom got a divorce?
Never. No. Had nothing. One thing had nothing to do with the other.
Yeah.
No. Never. Didn't even. That's something never even crossed my mind. No. Oh. See, you thought I was going to cry first. See, now you're going to make me cry. When I cry, you laugh at me. You and your brother laugh at me. All the time. Whenever I cry, and I'm easy crier. I'm a very emotional person. And whenever I cry, when I'm with my kids, they think it's funny and they laugh.
That's hilarious. Because you cry over the phone. You're like,
I cry when I talk to them on the phone. I know, and I try to keep myself together.
No, Jacob's worse than me.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm much better with you.
Yeah.
But with Jacob, I really lose it more than with Naisha.
That's because he doesn't really talk either.
No, because
he's just like,
right,
really
yeah, I don't have a normal conversation with him.
He's so little.
He's little.
He's
little, but he's not really.
He just doesn't know how
He
to talk.
He doesn't know how to talk, especially on the phone. And he's not. You know, he's 13 years old. He's in that weird stage. You know. So, yeah, no, never crossed my mind.
And last question, would you have changed anything about like the adoption process, or would you have done it sooner or later?
No, I think, I mean, I kind of wish it was maybe done sooner, maybe a year or two sooner, but at the same time, it just couldn't be because, like I said, it took us such a long time to find out where this guy was.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. And so, but yeah, you were 8 when I adopted you, and then a few months later we had Jacob, which is pretty awesome. And Naisha was in the delivery room. She wanted to be. She's 8 years old, and Jacob, when Jacob was born in July 2005, Naisha was in the delivery room and watched him being born, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Because not too many kids, first of all, would especially at that age, 8 years old, would even think of asking if she could be in the delivery room or even want to see her brother being born and experience that whole thing. But it was, I mean, as soon as she saw it, his head coming out,
and Mom was screaming.
And Mom was screaming, and she started crying and was very overwhelmed. But it was a beautiful thing, and see, now I'm going to start crying. But I think one of the main reasons that Jacob and Naisha, they're very, very close. They're 8 plus years, a little over 8 years apart. But they've always been very, very close. And I think that, I may be wrong, this is just my feeling, that because you saw him being born, I think that was a special type of thing. You immediately had some kind of a bond, a special bond, because you actually saw him being born. But, yeah, that was awesome that you got to
So what did you cry?
That was great that you got to experience that. It really is. It's really, really awesome. Yep.
Well, that's all the questions I have.
That's it?
Yeah.
Jeez, I almost got through the whole thing without crying.
I mean, there's really not much else.
Yeah, I mean, is there anything I think, because when we talked a long time ago about it, and I covered a lot, but you can't think of any other questions.
We have gone through it twice.
Right.
So.
Right.
Yeah.
And,
yeah. I do have one. This is gonna kind of like be interesting to some people, but I didn't find out about all this until I was 18.
Right.
Like I didn't ask about it.
Right.
Because it just wasn't talked about. So.
Right. That's very good.
What was both of your? Well, I asked Mom, her separate. But what was your reasoning behind not wanting to tell me?
I don't know, Mom, and it's a really good question. Mom and I kind of over the years kind of hemmed and hawed about.
Because I was 8, but I didn't really know what was.
Right.
I knew my last name changed.
Right.
Because one day at school it was just Rivera, and then
it was
Rosenzzi. Right. So I knew that, but I didn't know.
We also didn't want to. There was. We like I said, we hemmed and hawed, but I don't know. I think we didn't want to make such a big deal about it. We didn't want to confuse you, especially at that age. We didn't want to upset you as well. Mm-hmm. And we kind of, at that time, way back, kind of agreed to, just leave it the way it is. It wasn't necessary. We didn't feel it was necessary to tell you. And other parents, obviously have different feelings, because I'm sure, they've been in the same situation. Mm-hmm. And some probably feel much different. But in our case, we felt that it really wasn't necessary. And maybe someday you'd find out. Yeah. But we didn't want to upset you. But it turns out, in my opinion, it's best, it's better, it's really good, and it turned out for the better that you know.
Yeah, now that I do know.
Now that you do know. And you kind of figured it out on your own.
Yeah, we're going to make a video about that too.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but you and I way back had a great talk when you first asked me.
Yeah, I was first 18.
You were 18, right? And now you're 22. So 4 years ago. Wow. Yeah. So I can't believe it's that long. But anyway, but it all worked out. You definitely accepted it, and you.
Yeah, I wasn't mad.
You weren't mad.
I was mainly just like, well, why didn't we talk about it before? But I think I probably would have had a different reaction when I was younger. Mm-hmm. Mainly being confused, but us talking about it, being adults about it, it was the best.
Yeah, and I think maybe that you were now that you're 18, you were an adult. It was. I don't know. It was easier, different conversation. Yeah. Definitely.
And got all the information I needed. So I think if I were to have found out when I was younger, I think some of the information still would have been kept from me because of the situation,
Right.
Because of who he
Right.
was and stuff like that, who he is. So
Right.
I feel like it would have talked about it again anyway. So
Right.
might as well just have all the information.
Right, exactly. Yep. Yes.
I think that's about it for this video. I think that was a good. I think a lot of people will, learn from this.
Yeah, hopefully we'll
Adults
help some people
them.
with what, with my discussion with you, and I know you're going to talk to Mom.
Mhm. And
And
then
you're,
with Jayden, because he's the one who really helped me
And Jay-
figure everything out.
great.
So,
And
that side too. I
right.
don't really know 100% on what
oh,
happened
right.
there, but-
I don't. And you're going to talk with Jacob too.
Mhm. Yeah, Jacob doesn't know.
I love you. I love you so much. I just want you to be happy. Okay.
Oh, and I had news for you, once we're done with the video. I have to say something.
When you're done with the video?
Yeah, I think we're done, but
Oh.
thanks for watching. That was a little extra, but okay. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.